UFC 304, Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad 2 just ended. And this is going to be my UFC 304 full card post-fight. I already did an in-depth breakdown of the main event. If you want to go check that out, I will link it down in the description as well as the end cards. But we're going to go through every single fight on the card. I'm going to give my reaction and breakdown. Starting off with the very first fight of the night, Shauna Bannon versus Alice Ardelean. Shauna Bannon won via split decision. And she got the split decision win. And she won via split decision. Next fight on the card, Mick Parkin versus Łukasz Brzeski. Mick Parkin gets a first round KO. Mildly competitive on the feet. Parkin's clearly winning. Lands a right hand that hurts Brzeski badly. And just starts swarming him with follow-up shots. Puts him down. Couple ground and pound shots, but Brzeski was basically done at that point. Referee steps in. You know, as bad as the heavyweight division is, you have Mick Parkin, who honestly could crack the top 15. I mean, I think he's better than like a Blagoy Ivanov. I think he could beat like a Sergey Spivak. So Mick Parkin's probably a top 15 heavyweight. He went out there and easily dispatched Łukasz Brzeski. Brzeski had some moments. He was slinging some big shots, but Parkin was just cleaner on the feet. And to go out there and get a KO, Mick Parkin's not known for his power. Caught him with that right hand, put him down badly, and finished him off. Pause. So Mick Parkin, clean win on the prelims. Next fight on the card, we have Sam Patterson versus Kiefer Crosbie. This was a fun fight while it lasted. Sam Patterson gets the first round sub via arm triangle. I had first round sub, but I had rear naked choke. Listen, both of them were landing. Sam Patterson was kind of putting his chin in the air, and I was getting a little bit worried. But Patterson was cleaner on the feet, rocked him with an uppercut, and then Crosbie decides he's just going to go crazy, ends up getting taken down, ends up clinching up and getting taken down from the clinch. Immediately full mount for Sam Patterson. Starts looking up to lock up the arm triangle. But Crosbie was kind of giving it up, so it's almost like Crosbie was hoping that Sam Patterson would look for the arm triangle, move off the side guard, and then Crosbie could scramble it out. A lot of people bait that submission to try to do that. But Sam Patterson did it, kind of was hesitant to get out of side control, or kind of hesitant to get out of full mount into side control. And then he started to halfway, and then he realized he didn't have it, went back to full mount, readjusted his grip, locked it down, and Kiefer Crosbie tapped. Sam Patterson gets it done. Great win from Sam Patterson. I mean, Kiefer Crosbie's bottom of the barrel. But still, I mean, Patterson looked good outside of his chin being up in the air. He's a tall guy. But, I mean, to go out there in his last two fights, what was it? Johan Lanus in his last fight? Went out there, subbed him in the first round. Subs Kiefer Crosbie in the first round. And I think that's after getting KO'd by Yanal Asmus in his UFC debut. So Sam Patterson looked pretty clean. He looked super well-rounded, and he gets it done against Kiefer Crosbie in the first round. Next fight on the card, we have Modestas Bukauskas versus Marcin Prachnio. Bukauskas gets it done via third round arm triangle. I actually picked Bukauskas via third round TKO. Almost had that one. I did great on picks tonight, by the way, guys. If you can pat me on the back, I think I went... Hold on, let me check. I went 11 out of 14 tonight, boys. 11 out of 14. I know. Including the main event, by the way. We'll get to that in a second. But, yeah, Modestas Bukauskas gets it done. Third round arm triangle. Prachnio looked decent in the first round, throwing a lot of kicks, but he got tagged twice on the feet by Bukauskas. I had Bukauskas winning the first round. Second round was close because Bukauskas dropped him for a second, and then it was in close, and Marcin Prachnio throws a head kick from 10 inches away. They're like face-to-face, and somehow Prachnio lands a head kick and hurts Bukauskas. But Bukauskas didn't get dropped. And, you know, he clinched up. He got a takedown to survive. Prachnio was grabbing the fence. And I still had the second round for Bukauskas because he actually dropped Prachnio. So third round, Prachnio came out super aggressive. You could tell he was tired, man. I never trusted his stamina. That's why I picked third round finish for Bukauskas. Came out and used all his energy in the first 20 seconds. Used all his energy in the first, 20 seconds. Came out like a bat out of hell looking for the finish. Bukauskas clinches up with him, trips him down, starts landing some elbows, and then immediately finds the arm triangle and finishes him in the third round. Good win for Modestas Bukauskas. Prachnio is probably on his way out soon. But Bukauskas is super well-rounded. Super well-rounded, good striking, good grappling. He's never going to be the elite of the elite, but guys like Prachnio is just super kick-heavy. I mean, he looked good early chopping the legs. but his boxing leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, the hands of Bukauskas was so much cleaner than Prachnio. Prachnio all he had was the kicks, and he was tired after the first round. And I knew his cardio was going to fail him. So Bukauskas gets it done. Third round, arm triangle. Next fight on the card, the featured early prelim. We have Oban Elliott versus Preston Parsons. Great fight. Great fight. I had it 30-27, Oban Elliott. I think it was the second round that was close. Actually, it was the first round that was really close. First round was really close. Parsons was landing some good calf kicks. Oban was winning in the clinch and landing some good elbows and a couple big right hands. I think there was a right hand that kind of stung Parsons a little bit, but I don't know if the commentary team didn't see it, so I don't know if the judges saw it. Parsons shot in on a couple takedowns throughout the fight, but I think 1 or 2 takedowns in the first round got stuffed. And Oban was just winning on the feet and in the clinch. But the first round was razor close. I thought the judges would probably give it to Parsons. I don't remember the exact scorecards now. But I thought that Oban Elliott won the first round. And then the second round and third round was more of the same. It was just Elliott stuffing takedowns from Parsons, landing on the feet, and just doing, I mean, there was great scrambling from Oban Elliott. It looked good. He was landing some good combinations. At one point, I think he ended up taking Parsons back for a little bit up against the fence. Parsons grabbed the fence in the second round. There was a Kimura sweep from Oban Elliott when they were, scrambling in the second round. And basically, Elliott was winning on the feet and just completely stuffing all the takedowns of Preston's Parsons. And then in the third round, Elliott was just basically landing at will, piecing him up. Parsons was swinging and landing on basically nothing but air. And Parsons was looking for takedowns. And he got one takedown where Oban almost found an armbar out of it and then scrambled back up. Second and third round was clearly for Oban Elliott. And first round, I thought Oban Elliott had it, but it was close, so you could give it to Parsons. But great win. Great win for Elliott. Striking looked on point. Takedown defense looked on point. Absorbed a lot of leg kicks from Parsons. But realistically, Elliott won this fight with his striking. I know he stuffed takedowns, but I expected Elliott to have a slight grappling advantage and Parsons to have a slight striking advantage. And I felt like that's kind of how it played out, but not really, because Elliott just did way better on the feet, So no, I mean, Parsons in the first round looked like the better striker, and Elliott looked a little bit sloppier throughout the fight. But yeah, Elliott gets it done. I had it 30-27. He gets it done via decision. Next fight on the card, opening up the prelims, Mokaev versus Manel Kape. Apparently, Mokaev is a free agent now, according to Dana White, because Dana White doesn't like him. Talked about it at the post-fight, and it's honestly disgraceful. We have an undefeated 23-year-old who's beating top contenders and now going to be gone from the organization. I'll probably make a whole entire dedicated video on that. But Mokaev wins. And I think this was somewhat controversial. I feel like some people were thinking maybe Kape won. I had a 30-27 for Mokaev. I thought he pretty clearly won. And I actually thought it was a decent performance. The first round, it's crazy because there was all this bad blood and they were trying to run at each other. I thought it was wolf tickets, but honestly, when they got out there during the first round, I'm like, maybe this isn't wolf tickets. It was wolf tickets. They were selling as wolf tickets. It was fake bad blood. They had a little bit of beef, but they're hugging it out afterwards. First round, they come out and they don't really throw. Mokaev's throwing kicks, leg kicks, body kicks. Kape's not throwing literally for 3 minutes. Doesn't throw a shot. And Mokaev just outstrikes him pretty much the entire round. And then the last 30 seconds, Kape lands 1 or 2 shots. One of them was a decent shot. And they were like, oh yeah, Kape wins the first round because he lands 1 shot, even though he was getting outstruck for 3.5 minutes of the round. Made absolutely no sense. So I had first round for Mokaev. Second round, Mokaev clearly won the second round. He was landing on the feet. Kape at one point hurt his toe, reached down to grab his toe, and Mokaev ran at him and almost, I think, threw a flying knee. Almost landed because Kape wasn't paying attention throughout multiple instances in this fight where he thought, he was poked or, thought for whatever reason the toe was broken and was kind of defaulting to the ref to kind of stop it for a second. And he almost got clipped there. Mokaev clearly won the second round. Landed on the feet, got a takedown, was grabbing the shorts. I didn't really think it mattered in the grand scheme of things. But it was weird how he had his hands in the shorts and pulling it down. And then Mike Beltran went on a power trip. But he loses the position because he grabs the shorts. He wins the rest of the round. Kape landed a couple shots. I thought it was a clear round for Mokaev. And then the third round, Mokaev was winning on the feet, but it was close. Got a takedown, got a little bit of control. Kape was landing elbows from the bottom, and Mokaev landed a little bit of ground and pound before they scrambled back up. And I think Kape shot a takedown at the end. and then got stuffed, and then maybe I think Mokaev got a takedown at the very end and kind of controlled Kape a little bit at the tail end there. So I thought Mokaev won the third round. So the only round maybe you could give to Kape would be round 1. And I know people are shitting on this performance. And he did land an eye poke, and he did grab the shorts. But look, he's 23 years old. He's fighting Manel Kape, who's a top 10 ranked fighter. He's already undefeated. And he outstruck him. He was landing head kicks. I didn't even mention it. When he was outstriking, I'm just saying, oh, he's outstriking him. He's outstriking him. I should have been in more specifics here. He was landing head kicks throughout this fight. And we hear apparently behind the scenes they're telling him, yeah, we don't want you to grapple or you're going to get cut. We don't like you. And he's out there head kicking Kape and outstriking Kape, and Kape has nothing to offer. There was only like 1 or 2 kind of ugly takedowns from Mokaev in this fight. I would love to see Mokaev versus Taira. I would love to see Mokaev versus Pantoja, but instead the UFC's got to be bullhead and say, yeah, we don't like Mokaev. We don't tell these guys how to fight, but we don't like Mokaev. It's other things. Well, what is it? Is it money? Because he's taking fights. He's fighting top guys. He's okay with getting buried on the prelims. So what don't you like about him? What don't you like about him? That's what I'm curious. I need to know. I'm going to make a video on that. But I thought Mokaev clearly won. I thought it was an impressive performance. Was it a little bit lackluster because of the expectations set by the bad blood? Yes, it was. Because people were like, oh, they got bad blood. They're going to go out there and brawl it out. And then it wasn't. But that's on both of them. That's on both of them. I thought Mokaev went out there and outstruck Manel Kape for 3 straight rounds at 23 years old. With his best win being against Alex Perez previous to this. And took him down twice, so 3 times. Great win for Mokaev. He should be fighting Taira for a number 1 contender spot, or he should be fighting for the belt next. Unfortunately, it looks like he's leaving the UFC. Very, very unfortunate. But yeah, he won this fight with his kicks. His striking was underrated going in this fight. Head kicks, teep kicks, leg kicks. That's what he won this fight with. Mokaev gets it done. I had it 30-27. Next fight on the card. Loughran versus Jake Hadley. Look, just to sum up this performance, I mean, Jake Hadley wins via decision. Disgraceful performance from Loughran. He had his chin tucked. I mean, he's the opposite of Paddy Pimblett with his chin placement. I mean, his chin is just pressing into his chest the entire fight. But Jake Hadley's just smashing him with left hands. Loughran's just like loading up with the right hand that's super predictable. He's not even closing the distance. Getting tagged. He lost all 3 rounds. Eating leg kicks. He landed like 1 big right hand the whole fight. And he fought like shit. Honestly, I thought it was a horrible performance from Loughran. And Jake Hadley took it on short notice. This is one of my wrong picks for the card. I got 3 wrong picks on this card, 14-fight card. And Loughran he shits the bed, man, is one of them. One of those wrong picks. Jake Hadley didn't even look in great shape. He looked kind of ripped, but at the same time, he looked like he had a belly. It was very bizarre. It looked like he smashed a 30-pack before he came out. So it was very bizarre. Loughran was super unimpressive. I think he had 1 takedown, maybe towards the end of the fight, and did absolutely no damage with it, but that might have even been in the second round now that I think about it. Third round, Loughran looked like shit. Didn't even have any urgency, even though he knew he was down the scorecards. Abysmal performance from Loughran, but Hadley pieced him up. Nasty left hands, was stinging him a couple times, and Loughran just marched forward and squatted down and threw the right hand when he's out of range, whiffing on air. Jake Hadley gets it done via unanimous decision. Next fight on the card, we have Brasil versus Molly McCann. Molly McCann loses via unanimous decision. I think there's a case to be made that maybe Molly won this fight. I think Brasil won, but I'm saying I think there's a case to be made. Maybe 2 and 3 for Molly. First round, Brasil clearly won. Hurt her to the body, piecing her up. At one point, kneed her right in the puss in the first round. But almost finished her multiple times. Barely survived, getting her body hurt. I thought it was a 10-8 round. But I could see the judges giving it 10-9. I think one or two judges did give it 10-9. Second round, it was a close round. Molly got a takedown, but then let her right back up. It's like Brasil pushed her off of her, and Molly McCann's too exhausted to even jump down there. And the entire round, it's like Molly kind of walking her down, throwing big shots. I thought Molly definitely had it, but at the end throws the ugliest spinning like heel kick to the head and gets like kind of dropped and clipped at the end of the second round. So I thought maybe you could give second to Molly. So you'd have to give it 10-8 to Brasil and then second to Molly 10-8 or 10-9, sorry. But I still think Brasil probably took round 2, but it was close. And then the third round was just dog shit. Shit round. Molly was kind of walking her down, kind of landing on the feet, but nothing crazy. Brasil did absolutely nothing in the third round. At the end, there was like a takedown and late scramble. Molly was kind of in the rear naked choke position, but then ended up on bottom. It was a real shitty third round, and I had Molly McCann winning it. And yeah, so realistically, 10-8 first round for Bruna Brasil. Second round, third round were abysmal performances by both of them. And McCann looks like a can. Sloppy striking, embarrassing performance. The body got abused badly. I mean, she was taking knees to the body kicks. In the clinch, she wasn't even looking that good. And Bruna Brasil's bottom of the barrel, to be quite honest. She's okay. But yeah, Molly got her body completely destroyed in the first round. I'm surprised she didn't get finished. She got hurt multiple times. And then we go on to see kind of a shitty second and third round performance from both of them. But Bruna Brasil pretty clearly won. Next fight on the card, we have Nathaniel Wood versus Daniel Pineda. Nathaniel Wood wins via decision. He should have had a TKO at some point in here. Really should have had a TKO at some point. Because he hurt him so many times. First round, hurt him to the body. Falls into the ground looking for the finish. Gets wrapped up and then eventually reversed. Pineda does some damage at the end on top. Horrible decision by Wood to follow him to the ground. But still Wood's round. Second round, Wood hurt him to his left eye, I believe it was. Or it might have been his right eye. I'm trying to think. Either way, I think it was Pineda's right eye, if I'm not mistaken. And hurt him with a punch. I think it was a left hook. And then attacked it, swarmed him, but didn't get the finish. Pineda was swinging wild back. There was a nut shot at one point where Pineda got nut shotted and it grazed the cup. And then they looked at it on the replay and Beltrans forced him to come back. Wood was landing some good leg kicks and really starting to brutalize Pineda in the second round. Hurt him with some more punches in the second round as well. And almost got the finish in the second round as well. Hurt him badly, but then again, jumping in the guard, making the mistake, following down, and then doesn't get the finish. He landed some good shots when he first jumped down there, but then basically Pineda just wraps him up. I had the second round of 10-8 for Wood, and then the third round, Wood was stuffing the takedown attempts from Pineda. Pineda was just basically desperation grappling. And at some point, Wood ends up making a mistake, gets out scrambled. Pineda ends up on top, and then Wood just doesn't try to get up. So Pineda wins the third round. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but Pineda clearly won the third round, out grappling him. Wood was just exhausted at this point. He put out a lot of damage, put out a lot of volume, which damaged Pineda. Went for the finish twice where he was unsuccessful. Pineda was tough as nails. And you know what? Dana said at the post-fight presser, I'm not giving bonuses out. Nobody wants to fight. What about Pineda? What about Wood? I mean, seriously, there was great performances throughout this card. And you're like, oh, nobody even fought tonight. Pineda had every opportunity to quit in there and pack it in, and he did not, man. His leg was brutalized. There was multiple times, I believe, in the second round where he was stumbled off balance with leg kicks. But Nathaniel Wood kind of makes mistakes. I think he should have waved him back up. Even at one point, Pineda went down, and Nathaniel Wood stayed on the feet and started smashing the leg, like 2-3 leg kicks, while Daniel Pineda laid on his back waiting for Wood to come into his guard. But Wood wins. I think it's some bad fight IQ in this fight, but overall he gets it done. Moving up on the card to the main card, opening up the main card. It is now almost 5 a.m. It's almost 5 a.m. I'm recording this video. By the way, if you guys haven't checked it out, please go check out my main event breakdown, which I'll link down in the description. I think I mentioned that off the top. And do me a favor. If you guys enjoyed these post-fights, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Okay, opening up the main card. Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. Arnold Allen gets it done 29-28. I believe all three judges had it. That was the right scorecard. Good judging on that fight. Giga was looking crisp early. Lots of kicks, lots of lateral movements. Landing good punches as well. Flying knee at one point where it was kind of glancing at the tail end, and then ate a front kick from Allen. Giga Chikadze clearly wins the first round. Allen's looking frustrated. He's walking him down, looking to land big shots. Second round, Giga was winning early, but then Allen landed like one big shot, and then it was basically over. Giga started to slow down. Allen just started to take over with pressure, landing good shots. Allen walking him down. I thought it was pretty close in terms of damage. Like, I thought the first half of the round, Giga did some decent damage. I'll have to go back and rewatch at some point. And then the back half of the round, Allen did like equal amount of damage there. But what I thought won this round was Allen's pressure. So I thought Allen, the way he was walking Giga down, Giga's slowing down, and he's landing shots, and it was the back half of the round. I thought Allen took round two. And then the third round was the same thing. Giga was exhausted. There was very little output. I mean, the first round, Giga was landing the jab, nasty body kicks, leg kicks, head kicks. Third round, there was literally no output from Giga. He just was worn down. He was tired, and Allen's just plotting forward, landing big shots. And Giga took him on the chin. Fair enough, but he just had very little output. Allen walked him down. Great performance from Allen, in my opinion. I mean, he looked sloppy on the feet, but still, to lose that first round, then come back and win the second and third with just nonstop pressure, especially considering he was frustrated by the movement of Giga Chikadze, I think Allen looked pretty good, and he puts himself right back in kind of that top contender discussion with only having lost to, Movsar Evloev and Max Holloway. So he gets it done against Giga Chikadze. Giga Chikadze, we know his weakness. Pressure him. Pressure. That's what Calvin Kattar did. Now that's what Arnold Allen did. That's Giga Chikadze's Achilles heel. And unfortunately, at his age, I don't think he's ever going to get over it. He wears down too quickly, especially when he's backing up nonstop. And in this fight, Allen backed him up nonstop and ripped to the body too. So Arnold Allen gets it done, wins via unanimous decision. Next fight on the card, we have Christian Leroy Duncan versus Gregory Rodriguez. Listen, Duncan was landing a little bit early. Was kind of, Rodriguez was closing the distance and Duncan was kind of running, but Rodriguez was landing a couple big shots. Rodriguez got a single leg, landed some good elbows. Christian Leroy Duncan really couldn't get back up at all. Tried to scramble up, ended up in the front headlock position and defended the back take. But dominant first round for Gregory Rodriguez. Second round, lots of clinch work. Rodriguez landing the better shots, hurting Christian Leroy Duncan multiple times. Third round, Gregory Rodriguez, again, grappling, took the back at one point. I missed the first minute of this round because the broadcast was cutting out. I mean, what the hell was that? I mean, the broadcast from the UFC and ESPN tonight, I think it's UFC that actually owns the production. Give these guys an Emmy, Dana would say. Missed the entire first round. Then we're hearing channel 1, channel 2, and we're hearing like, beep. It actually scared me a little bit. It felt creepy. Like I thought they were about to announce like some other country was about to attack the United States or some shit. It was an emergency broadcast, like you see in the movies. So horrible on the production team for the UFC. But yeah, third round, Gregory Rodriguez just dominates him with the grappling, beats him up. And, basically Christian Leroy Duncan just didn't have an answer for the grappling. Should have saw this one coming. I flipped back and forth on this pick. I thought Duncan's movement would be enough, and Rodriguez is kind of stiff, but Rodriguez just walks down with big power shots. Duncan was there to fight, though, man. He was there to fight. Like, even in some exchanges in that second and third round, they were like in like a clinch, but not really. They were just really close. Like, they were exiting in and out of the clinch, and they were just slinging down. And Duncan, even though he was losing, he was ready to sling it out with Gregory Rodriguez, who has nasty power. Got hurt a couple times throughout the fight. But it was really the grappling of Rodriguez that won him this fight. I mean, Rodriguez is just another level than Christian Leroy Duncan. And it's just like some of these guys who have good footwork and good movement. You get a big, strong guy who has power and can pressure you and get a hold of you and grapple you. And it's a horrible nightmare matchup. And that's what happened here. Gregory Rodriguez gets it done over Christian Leroy Duncan. Up on the card, featured fight on the main card. We have old Bob Green versus Paddy Pimblett. Paddy the Batty Pimblett. Great performance by Paddy Pimblett. He gets it done first round. I almost said arm triangle. First round triangle. Look, Paddy was winning, landing good kicks. Lands a leg kick that kind of takes Bobby off balance. Then Bobby shoots in on a takedown. Paddy starts looking for a guillotine right away. And you know what I noticed on the replay? I went back and watched the replay a couple times. And I can't see Bobby Green's head hitting anywhere. It looks like Bobby Green went out for a split second off the takedown with the guillotine attempt from Paddy. I have no evidence to back that up other than you look at the replay and like Bobby looks a little bit weird. You can see a moment where you see his eyes for a second and he kind of looks dazed and confused. Paddy immediately starts locking up the triangle. Bobby Green tries to defend, get off at an angle, and Paddy just cinches it up eventually to a point where it's so deep, so tight. Then he eventually basically chokes him out. The ref doesn't realize it because he goes out so quick. And then he goes for the armbar with the triangle. And I remember recently, I think it wasn't in the UFC, it was in another organization. The ref was horrible and didn't realize the fighter went out and the guy broke his arm. It was a horrible stoppage. And Paddy probably could have snapped the arm because the ref was a little bit late on the stoppage. Paddy just extended the arm and that was it. And then the ref jumped in. So great performance by Paddy. I don't know why Bob Green is shooting in on takedowns. Maybe it was because he got thrown off balance from the kick and he said, let me just shoot real quick off this position. I'm in this position now. Let me take advantage of it. But horrible idea. I mean, he has the advantage on the feet. He was talking shit. He was like pointing at his legs and saying, oh, come on, I know it's coming. Come on. Because he was saying, I know Paddy's going to try to grapple. And Paddy never shot a takedown. Bobby Green's the one that shot a takedown, and he ends up in a triangle choke. Great win for Paddy Pimblett. And I know people are, some people are going to say, oh, well, you never believed in Paddy. I still don't believe in Paddy. I think this was a quality win. I picked Paddy Pimblett to win this fight. I think Bobby Green was the only guy in the top 15 that Paddy Pimblett could beat, most likely. He calls out Renato Moicano. I don't know if Renato Moicano gets by Benoit Saint-Denis. And I don't know if Paddy can beat anyone else in the top 15, to be quite honest. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. I don't think Paddy's in the elite of the elite. The chin was straight up in the air in this fight. He's backing up, chin straight up in the air. Imagine him versus Benoit Saint-Denis. He's getting slumped, in my opinion. Imagine him against a guy like Justin Gaethje or Dustin Poirier. I think he gets slumped out cold. But I have to applaud him. I mean, this was a great win. I actually said Paddy. I thought Paddy might get a first-round KO, and technically he did choke him out, so it was a knockout, but it's technically a submission, actually, but you get my point. I thought Bobby Green was going to be open to the strikes and the big kicks of Paddy. Paddy has really good kicks, but still, I didn't expect it to be this impressive where he never even got touched, didn't get any damage. I hope he fights again before the end of the year. I would love to see him back in there. I don't know what matchup they could make for him right now because Renato Moicano is fighting Benoit Saint-Denis. Maybe they could do Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner, I mean, didn't look like shit in his last fight, but I don't know, man. I think Jalen Turner probably wrecks Paddy Pimblett, to be quite honest, unless he completely gasses. So it's going to be interesting to see where Paddy Pimblett goes from here, but great performance from Paddy Pimblett. He deserved a bonus, no doubt. He gets a win over Bob Green. Moving up on the card, co-main event, Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blaydes. Tom Aspinall gets a first-round KO 1 minute into the fight. Both guys were slinging heavy shots. Both guys got clipped. Aspinall lands with like a left hand. It was like almost like a left jab. And there was a right behind it. You couldn't really tell if it landed. Curtis went down. He ends up going straight belly down. And then Aspinall's like following up with little shots, I mean, that are powerful at heavyweight. And Blaydes is just laying flat. And I thought it was a bit early when I watched it live. Watching the replay, I'm like, he's laying flattened out and he's not moving. So I don't blame the ref for stopping it. As soon as the fight stopped, he jumps up and starts complaining. But Aspinall dropped him and then followed up with good ground and pound shots. And Curtis Blaydes just laid there like a dead body. So I can't blame the ref for jumping in. Would I have liked to seen it go a little bit longer? Yes, I would. But Blaydes is laying there unresponsive. So it is what it is. I'm not going to complain. I can't wait to see what's next for Tom Aspinall. He has like kind of a friendly call out of John Jones afterwards. That fight's never going to happen. Mark my words. It's not going to happen. Dana White's saying, oh, yeah, they're going to fight the winner of Jones Stipe. Never going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. I think I could be wrong. It's possible. I still have a little bit of hope, but yeah, doubtful. Very, very doubtful. But that fight should happen. I don't know why. I wish Tom Aspinall would skip over Stipe Miocic. Stipe hasn't fought in over 3 years. I didn't even have the channel last time Stipe fought. And last time he fought, he got flatlined, folded like a lawn chair. Why is he getting a title shot in 2024? For wins in what, 2019? He's getting title shots for wins in 2019, 2020, whatever the hell it was against DC. His last wins against DC, I don't think he has a win on the current UFC roster, if I'm not mistaken, since Andre Arlovsky's gone. And we're going to give Stipe the title shot? No, it should be John Jones versus Tom Aspinall in November, Madison Square Garden. Aspinall took no damage in this fight. And that's the fight to make, and that's a huge, gigantic fight. But instead, we got to see old-ass Stipe Miocic. What a disgrace. But overall, look, I think Tom Aspinall is a little bit overrated right now. But this is a big win over Curtis Blaydes. He avenges the only loss in the UFC. I think he's a new breed of heavyweight, super athletic, has nasty power. And I want to see him against John Jones, so I'm with everyone else. But I think it's a little crazy. People are already acting like he's the GOAT and whatnot. That's a little bit extreme. But he went out there and did what he needed to do. Curtis Blaydes is a dangerous matchup on the feet and even landed some good shots. Blaydes landed a couple good shots, like 1-2s. And Aspinall's chin's there to be had. I remember Arlovsky cracking it a while ago. So good win for Tom Aspinall. Gets it done quickly, takes no damage for the most part, and knocks out Curtis Blaydes in like 1 minute in the first round. So Blaydes is heartbroken. Tom Aspinall continues to try to get that fight with John Jones. What sucks is Aspinall's not fighting again this year. So we got Aspinall once in 2024. Super unfortunate, super annoying, and I'm starting to hate the UFC more and more every day with dumbass shit like this. The fact that Tom Aspinall's got to sit out and wait around for a fight that may never even come to fruition. It's so annoying. Moving up on the card, main event, Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad 2. Remember the name. Belal Muhammad gets it done. Complete and utter domination. Let me just say this right off jump. I already did a full breakdown, like 25-minute breakdown. What's there to say? I told you. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Masterclass performance from Belal. Anyone calling this a boring performance, a shitty performance, is a dumbass. This was a great performance by Belal. Start to finish, Belal basically dominated this fight outside the third round where he made a mistake. He was out grappling Leon. Ended up falling in front of him. Leon took the back, got the body triangle, and just held on for dear life and did absolutely no damage and never even tried really to get a submission either. So third round, he loses the third round. Outside of that, first round, took him down immediately. First round, walked him down and out, struck him and broke him in the first round. Even wobbled him a little bit in the first round. It was like, I don't want to say wobble him, but definitely stung him. It was like an uppercut, and then Leon backed up against the fence and was like seemed out of place. And then Belal started smashing him, and then boom, another takedown. Second round, dumped him on his head. Picked him up and dumped him on his head. I thought he might have been KO'd for a second. Did 2 high crotch takedowns like that. One, he landed on his head. Got multiple takedowns in the second round. Was out striking him in the second round. Was taking his back. Was landing jabs. Was using that Canelo boxing that Belal Muhammad has acquired. Third round, we already went over. Belal was winning on the feet, then got a takedown, ended up falling over and giving up his back. And so Leon took the third round. Fourth round, Belal walking him down. Takedown after takedown after takedown. I think it was in the fourth round where he gave up position at the end, but it didn't really matter. No damage happened. That happened in the second round as well. Fifth round, Belal takes him down like a minute and 15 seconds in. Dominates him for almost the entire round. Last 30 seconds or so. I think Belal's thinking, I got the title. He's getting a little bit complacent. And Leon slips out of it, ends up on top, and starts throwing down some crazy elbows. Lands like 2 or 3 of them. One of them splits open Belal Muhammad's nose. But Belal still clearly won the 5th round, in my opinion. Did damage the whole time he took his back. So I have Belal Muhammad winning 4 rounds. 4-1, 49-46 win for Belal Muhammad. If he doesn't slip up in the third, this is a 50-45 shutout for Belal Muhammad. I knew it. Leon gets mentally broke. There's only so many times your coach can be in your corner and saying, don't let him bully you, son. Don't let him bully you, son. Go out there and try to win, son. Look, I said it then. I don't want to say the Usman head kick KO was a fluke, but damn was it lucky. Damn was Usman zigged when he should have zagged. He got slept out cold. Fair play. But Belal's nasty, man. His grappling's nasty. He was going to rush forward, and he doesn't give a shit. He had nothing to lose here. He had everything to gain. This was his one chance, his one opportunity. You think he's going to go out there and put on a performance like Colby Covington's bitch ass? Colby got gifted a title shot. Colby's been gifted so much in his UFC career due to Dana White privilege. Belal had to earn it with a 10-fight unbeaten streak. Belal's going to go out there and put it all on the line. What's a disgrace is that people are going to act like this was boring. People are going to act like this was a shitty performance. And it wasn't. It was a great fight. I watched it twice. Belal outstruck him every single round. I mean, Leon, and I went over this in my full breakdown, landed one good clinch elbow, the couple elbows at the end of the fight, a knee to the body, and one really good left hand, I believe in the second round, I believe it was. That was it for Leon. Leon's the boring fighter here. Third round, blame it on Leon. Leon got the body triangle, did absolutely nothing, never even tried anything. Belal was working on the ground. Belal was dicing him up on the feet. Belal was ragdolling him with takedowns. And Belal deserved that welterweight title. Your new welterweight champion. Remember the name Belal Muhammad. Great win from Belal. I don't want to hear any Belal Muhammad slander. And guess what? I called this. I've been telling you guys for a year and a half. It's a shame Belal had to sit out and wait because Colby Covington got gifted that shot at 296 in December last year where he went out there and shit the bed and then cried, I was injured. And I got robbed by the judges because of my political affiliations. This fight told me Belal would absolutely wreck Colby Covington. Belal would beat this version of Kamaru Usman, in my opinion. He's going to fight Shavkat next. I favor Shavkat in that fight, unfortunately for Belal. But look, Belal's very, very good. He walked Leon down and broke him. Leon landed no head kicks. I think Belal landed one really clean head kick in this fight. Leon landed no head kicks. He landed like 2 leg kicks. Belal was constantly switching stances. Belal was attacking the body. Belal was pumping the jab over and over and over again and boxing up Leon Edwards. I think if Belal didn't grapple in 4th and 5th, I think he would have found a TKO. I was so confident that Belal Muhammad would get it done, but part of me is like, everyone's shitting on me and telling me, Joey, no, this isn't going to happen. You're biased. And I knew I wasn't biased. I knew what I was seeing. I've been picking Belal for a year and a half now. But, it starts to creep into your mind. What if, am I crazy? No, this is exactly what I anticipated. And I thought Belal would get a finish in the later rounds. As this fight was going on, I'm like, oh, Leon looks mentally broke. After the first round, Leon already looked like he'd been in a 5-round fight. And I called it, and someone has the clip. Someone's going to have to send me the clip. I called it in one of my streams. I said, look, I guarantee when Leon loses, he's going to say, oh, I was tired. I was tired. The time changed. That's exactly what he did. Immediate excuse. Immediate excuse. Oh, yeah, I was tired. I was tired. What a clown. And it's crazy that people were like, yeah, well, 3 years ago, Leon won 1 round off of Belal, who came in on 3 weeks notice. And so that means he's going to beat him 3 years later in a title fight when they both have gotten so much better. Belal, he would dominate Leon in another fight. I think I would pick him to 50-45 Leon in a rematch or a trilogy fight. You know, Leon cheated in this fight as well. He was grabbing the fence. I think he landed 1 eye poke in this fight. So, Belal put on a masterclass and utter domination. 3rd round, nothing really happened. You could score it at 10-10 for all I give a damn. There was no damage from Leon. Belal dominated this fight. And the fact that Bisping was trying to justify a Leon Edwards robbery scorecard is a smack in the face to all MMA fans. Fuck Michael Bisping. Ban him from commentary. He was like, well, Leon might have won that first round. Belal dominated that first round. Leon took round 3, but he was trying to justify a 1, 3, and 5 scorecard for Leon. Dude is so biased. And at one point, I think it was in the 2nd round. It was 2nd round. Belal shot it on like a double leg, and Bisping's like, he's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. And like Leon kind of started to stuff it. And then Bisping was like kind of taking a victory lap. And then Belal kept moving forward, eventually found the takedown. And then he ends up dumping him on his head multiple times, which I think one of those the first takedown, the first high crotch takedown in the 2nd round, I think it might have flash KO'd Leon for a split second. Imagine how he finished him in the 2nd round with a high crotch takedown slam. That would have been that would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. But Belal Muhammad gets it done. He's the new welterweight champion. Look, I'll end it with this. Give this man his respect. I don't want to hear people saying he's boring. Leon was the boring one in this fight, and get used to it. Because if Shavkat doesn't dethrone him, I think Belal's going to be your champion for a little bit. But Shavkat may dethrone him. I think the UFC's pissed about Belal being the champion. It's crazy how dead this sport is with Dana White and like already shitting on his champ. It wasn't a barn burner. It wasn't a barn burner. That was a great performance from Belal. And shame on the UFC for not giving him his bonus. And shame on the media for not calling out Dana for giving him a bonus. Because dude went out there in enemy territory against all odds and ragdolled Leon and beat Leon on the feet. You're not going to give him a performance bonus for that? What a joke that is. But let me know what you guys thought of the card down in the comments. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, like the video, and thank you so much for watching.